Welcome to the Couch Potato Sports Show, your internet radio home for all sports news and talk. Join Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, and the best co-host anyone can ask for, Cuervo. We cover it all from NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, as well as indoor football and high school sports. So let's do this. Here's Sonny Clark.
All right, everybody, welcome into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, as we are here on a Monday afternoon, a night that we're normally not on, but there's so much NFL news going on, and we got a special guest that's going to be joining us at 20 minutes after the hour. We're going to bring in California comedian and just kind of getting started in this business. I'm kind of excited for her. Lindsey Tyree is going to join us a little bit later on, 5:20 when she'll get on. But man, oh man, has there been a lot of stuff going on in the NFL. And man, oh man, it is one of those days where people get in the NFL. Now, that having been said, of course, that's the name of the show on Sunday. Make sure you catch us as we'll do, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, or how long that we glide on Sunday. But during the NFL season, catch us on from 9 to noon. We'll take you right up to kickoff every single Sunday. And off-season stuff, we kind of find the time that is good for everybody, and then we go at it. But I will tell you right now, all the signings that are going on are unbelievable. So that also being said, there's actually breaking news that is going on in the NFL. And, of course, that's something that, you get kind of used to on a day like this. So let's hit this. Breaking news coming out of Houston as Houston has declined Indianapolis's attempt to speak with Deshawn Watson. Now, that's per a source that one Adam Schefter has, as Houston right now is comfortable trading Watson, just not in the AFC South. Now, that makes perfect sense because you obviously don't want your guy to come back and bite you in the ass. And that's what happens when you trade within division. It's one of those tough things. Now, I kind of talked and gave you my opinion about a person that is Deshaun Watson, but a player I'm all about. Okay? Now, I don't think he's as great as everybody seems to think that he is. And I will tell you right now, with ideas, guys going around and signing, Deshaun Watson will be somewhere next year. Question is will he be a starting guy? Will he be a guy that will be able to start? Will he get suspended? Will he not? He sat all out of 2021. So, guys, I'm going to just say this. There's not going to be a levy of a suspension brought down for one Deshawn Watson. That is a belief of mine. Now, what works for him is that he was not put in a situation where he was going to be charged for all those things that happened. Now, I talked about it yesterday, about what a scumbag of a human being this guy is, okay? So I'm not going to jump back into that. If you want to hear the diatribe from yesterday, you're more than welcome just to slide on down a little bit further in my timeline. But I hold no secrets about what I think of him as a person. He's a scumbag. But I still, what I will do, I'm not putting him top 10. Everybody, top 10 quarterback, maybe even top 5. No, he's not. He didn't even play last year. All right, so you first of all, you drop, if you are considered a top 5, you drop out of the top 5 if you don't play. For whatever reason. It don't even matter the reason. Injury, suspension, or you know what, we're just not going to play you, but we're going to pay you. By the way, how about that? That guy got paid a lot of money just to sit on his ass and also not get the district attorney and the everybody coming down on him criminally. So he won that battle. Now, what's he going to win as far as the civil suit is concerned, where the preponderance of the evidence is so much lower? We don't know. Will the NFL take steps to suspend him? Well, they pretty much suspended him. And I don't know if that was hush-hush between the team or whatever, but guy didn't step out on the football field. So a lot of things going on. So Deshaun Watson and the Indianapolis Colts, not happening. Now, that having been said, also, as of 22 minutes ago, so it is breaking news here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. And by the way, my Jacksonville Jaguars have opened up their purse. I'm telling you right now, they have not been good, but they are trying to get better as they go after former Giants tight end Evan Ingram. They say he's intended to sign a 1-year contract, fully guaranteed at $9 million, could do $10 million with incentives with my Jacksonville Jaguars. So yes, I'm wearing proudly the Jaguars, because what they have done, got a new coach, got a different mindset, spending a lot of money. Now, I was talking to Cuervo before we come on air, just in our little chat, and the conversation came to, about the money that is being sent. So, interestingly enough, the monies that are being sent are very harsh, lots of money. But I don't care. I'm just telling you right now, I am glad that the Jaguars are opening up their pocket. Will it bite them in the ass later on down the road? I don't know. But will they come back and be something good for the Jaguars? I've got my fingers crossed. Because really, you couldn't do much worse than last year. And I said, straight out, because also the Jaguars signed, and by the way, if you watch this show, I told everybody, look out for Christian Kirk for the Arizona Cardinals. Well, now he's with my Jacksonville Jaguars. Pretty happy about that, because that guy's a stud. Now, does he deserve the money? I don't know. Is he worth the money? I don't think so. But who cares? They got him. Now they got another situation they got to deal with, the wide receiver position, if they're going to keep the guy or not. They're going to spend a lot of money. Now, has that ever worked in the NFL in the past? Not very much. But I will tell you this, excited about the monies that are being sent, bringing in guys that are being there. My only problem is they still haven't addressed the offensive line. So we'll work with that. Also, some other guys that have been making the rounds. How about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers re-signing Carlton Davis to a 3-year, $45 million deal? And I don't know if that has anything to do with the fact that they went ahead and brought in back on the field the GOAT. But if it did, that was a pretty good pickup. By the way, just a note on the GOAT. I'm so tired of all you wussies, you crybabies that are just tired of greatness. They're tired of they're tired of Tom Brady. It's because he handed your team's ass on many occasions. And why should he retire, by the way, guys? He was the number 2 quarterback in the NFL behind Rodgers. Some say he was better. Oh, well, he should retire. He's been in it for 22 years, and that's just a lot of time. So all of you, okay, regarding Tom Brady and all your crybaby bullshit that you're just tired of seeing, I just got 2 words for you. Shut up. Tired of it. If you don't want to continue to see greatness and you want to see someone come up behind him, so he gets his chance. But screw you all. Yeah, listen, Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans should be ecstatic, and I know one that's not, and I'm just going, and he's on this show all the time. I'm talking about Jonathan. Jonathan's not very happy about the Tom Brady situation. By the way, speaking of Jonathan, got some mad love for Jonathan, and we go back and forth again. But I received the email going, boy, you guys were at each other. Yeah, but I can honestly say, at least down here in Dallas, okay? I just want right here in Dallas, everybody is not very happy about this Amari Cooper situation, just so that you know. And the people that I have spoken to regarding the Baltimore Ravens are fully in agreement with me. And some of the professionals, the pros at doing what we do, have said the same thing about the Ravens. So I don't feel so bad. Not saying that Jonathan is wrong, because, theoretically, Jonathan is not wrong. But based upon building a winning program, and you got to have players, you got to have studs, you got to have guys that will make the plays each and every game. So that was huge. Chargers are giving the Patriots cornerback C.J. Jackson. How about the Chargers? 5 years, $82 million. Let me just restate that, okay? 82. Looks like someone got again. Good God. So the Chargers, getting their guy, Khalil Mack. Then you got Bosa. Let's just add this guy. Never mind. There's another safety. His name slipped my mind. 5 year, $82 million. That includes $40 million guaranteed. So signing it, $40 million. Put it on the table, baby. And that's good, better, and different. It is just what it is. Again, I don't want to hear this all day. It's not worth that much money. Well, guess what? You got him, so just deal with it. How about former Bronco quarterback is headed to Miami on a 1-year deal? I'm talking about Teddy Bridgewater. And guess what? He intends to sign that deal to be the backup in Miami, according to league sources. So I don't know how much money that is. We'll find out what that's all about. But also, how about the former Cowboys wide receiver Cedric Wilson intends to sign a 3-year, $22 million deal that includes $12.75 in guarantees with who? We just talked about it. The Miami Dolphins. Guess what? He just got paid too. Man, a lot of people get paid. And this is a guy that, let's just say it, the Cowboys if you could have figured out a way to keep him, better been keep him. But really, when you're young, that young, get your money. Pay on a bad team, then figure it out the rest of it. If you get lucky and Miami does what they do, maybe they'll have a chance for a run. But I think this is yet another loss for the Dallas Cowboys. And now they're down to 2. Colt McCoy's returning to the Arizona Cardinals for 2 years, $7.5 million deals, $6 million fully guaranteed. The backup, well, do they got a quarterback? I don't know. We'll talk about all that. Brian Allen returning to the Rams, 3 years, $24 million deal, Super Bowl man. So offensive line, hold them up. Jaguars, again, Christian Kirk. The deal was 4 years, $84 million, making him the third highest wide receiver paid out right now. Good, bad, and different. The money I don't think is great, but it is what it is. Defensive tackle, B.J. Hill, 3 years, $30 million, $15 million of that fully guaranteed. So that is huge for him. Hey, and it still goes on. Former Titans guard Roger Saffold, he is signing with the Buffalo Bills. No money put out on that. The Jets re-signing Braxton Barrows, the wide receiver, 2-year, $12 million deal, 7 of that fully guaranteed so they can bust him out if they don't want him. 49ers, free agent guard. How about Laken Tomlinson is going to sign with the Jets? Going to go for money. You only go from a team that was on the cusp of being in the Super Bowl to the Jets is for money. So I hope he gets paid a lot of money. Lions, safety, Tracy Walker, 3 years, $25 million, 17 guaranteed. So it's a 2-year deal, and they can hold on to him for a third. He better play well if he wants to keep that money. Washington, Pro Bowl guard, Brandon Sharif intends to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's one I missed. Didn't realize they went and got him. Happy they did that because they did need to get that offensive line. Taking care of the offensive line is big. Defensive tackle, Larry, I'm not even going to attempt to screw up his name, but defensive tackle for the Bengals, number 65, Larry Ogunjobi, signing with the Chicago Bears, Cuervo's Bears. Mitchell Trubisky. And I have to admit that my man Bryce said it right when that whole front office needs to be drug tested. Just saying. I'm just saying that one's a tough one. That one's a tough one. Panthers release cornerback A.J. Boyne. He will be out. He will be a free agent. Also, Chase Edmonds from the Arizona Cardinals are losing guys right and left. They lose Edmonds, 2-year deal, 12.6, 6 guaranteed. So it's really only 1-year deal, but 2 years. And he's headed to Miami. Miami is looking to load. Now, Browns are releasing wide receiver Jarvis Landry. Evidently, I don't know what that whole situation is. I know it's a $20 million deal, Amari Cooper. But, man, can't they just keep him on the same team? Free agent guard Alex Kappa of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is expected to sign with the Bengals. $40 million deals is what is being reported. The Dolphins, Emmanuel Agagaba, he is going to go for a 4-year, $65 million, $32 million guaranteed. That's according to his agent. And the Packers are releasing linebacker Zadarius Smith. Smith had the option to stay at this year at the cash amount that is owned, but both sides ultimately agreed it would be best for both of them to move on. So lots of things going on in the NFL, and it don't stop. How about Brian Hoyer, $2 million, $4 million deal, 3 of it guaranteed. back up and just might as well just stay with the Patriots. Why not? Hey, the guy getting paid, he already robbed everybody else of their money. So he just might as well hang out and have some fun. Ryan Jensen, 3-year deal, $39 million, so he can watch the back of Tom Brady, the GOAT. How many people are... Oh, by the way, and the big one, Kirk Cousins signs a $35 million extension guaranteed. This guy's making so much money, it's pathetic. Pathetic. Not getting the job done, give him a raise. Not getting the job done, give him more money. So the Minnesota Vikings are going to have to try to win with Kirk Cousins. And by the way, I'll just say this. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing in reality. He's already got chemistry with his wide receivers. The running game is good. Kirk Cousins needs to get better. And that means, listen, he can have all the stats in the world, but he's got to be able to win games. And he's got to be the reason why they win. Because if you take a look at what's going to happen last year, that defense out of Minnesota was not all that great. So that alone is huge. So Kirk Cousins doing what it is. So those are some of the big things that are going on in the NFL, some of the things that are covered. And I will tell you, there are some teams that are spending a lot of money. And again, I don't care about the money. All the fans, he's not worth that. He's not worth, who cares what it is? If he brings you a championship, gets you in the playoffs, and who cares about the money? And especially the Jacksonville Jaguars throwing the money around like they have it, and they do. So interesting. We'll see how all that goes as far as the future is concerned in Jacksonville and other things. Now, the bad guy. And I'm going into a little wrestling before my guest comes in. The bad guy. And I'm talking about Scott Hall. According to reports from the guys that were there, is they took him off of life support 5 years and he still hasn't checked out. So I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent. What's going on with that? How will he go? But they took him off life support 4 hours ago. He's still breathing in and out. So I don't know if that's good news, bad news. I don't know what the result would be if he does come out of it. I don't know all those details. I hope for Scott Hall's life, I guess, that it's not going to be like brain damage or anything else like that. It was a blood clot that went and caused 3 heart attacks. And so that is great. If you are a wrestling fan, if you go back to the Monday Night Wars, I'm telling you right now, I'm sure everybody knows who we're talking about. And I will tell you at the same time, another one of our co-hosts, part of the Misfits right here on the Couch Potato Sports Show, at one time, me and Obi, every Monday night was watching Nitro. Every Monday night watching Scott Hall. We were watching the night that he came out of the stands. We were watching when he said, hey, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. And guys, that's history. Wrestling history. And if you don't know the history, get up on Peacock and watch it. The NWO changed the face of wrestling. And Scott Hall was one of the keystones in that. He was part of the original 2. He was the one that, and him and Kevin Nash, that brought Hulk Hogan over to the dark side, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, which was the best move for Hogan's career at that time. Not only that, changed the face of wrestling, changed the way guys get paid wrestling. So my hearts and thoughts are out for the bad guy. Those are just reports that I read that he was taken off about 4 hours ago and he's still breathing in and out. So again, I hope nothing but great things for Scott Hall. And I'm just doing a quick news update to see because, unless, yep, he's still right there, still fighting. He's been taken off life support, still fighting, and so, but as of still right now, Scott Hall is still alive. And by the way, this is probably one of the only times, I mean, if you don't know why wrestling is breathtaking and you're a wrestling fan, this is the reason why. You're seeing, unfortunately, the demise of a guy that ultimately changed wrestling and was the biggest reason why wrestling was what it was. And where wrestling is now and where guys are getting paid, where guys are, listen, guys are getting paid over in NXT. Getting paid money. Good money to be part of NXT. Lots of things happened because of what they were doing. And they changed wrestling. And listen, my all-time favorites in wrestling, Dick the Bruiser and the Crusher, Ravishing Rick Rude, Ernest the Cat Miller, and the simple fact of the matter is, Scott Hall was up there because he is the bad guy. He did the surveys, and the survey said another city for the bad guys. And listen, guys, that when and if he walks into the pearly gates, he's going to open up the door, stick his head, and go in and say, "Hey, yo," and let everybody know he's there. It's sad stuff. But we're going to keep our eye out on that as far as it is. Looks like our guest is running a little bit late. Don't know when she's going to be here. But that also being said, we are now moving in the time. By the way, I still don't understand it about the Adam Schefter deal having to apologize about reporting the news. And to me, it makes no sense. Adam Schefter is a journalist. And the Deshawn Watson thing, maybe I'm missing it. But social media was blasting Adam Schefter for a controversial tweet. So that you say whatever you want, and the guy just is reporting what he is hearing. And everybody, Adam Schefter has been criticized for reporting on a Deshawn Watson tweet and fearing innocence due to lack of criminal charges. Now, a lot of women are going to have a hard time with that. I even have a hard time with it. He is innocent of what and he just forgot one word. And when he put the tweet out, maybe it should have been something there. But simple fact of the matter is Schefter's, by the way, Schefter seems to have, his ear to the ground. He's been a mouthpiece for the NFL, has been choppy. Okay, guys? He hasn't always been. That's why I've always said, Chris Moore, if you want to know what's going on in the NFL and what's going on in sports, you'll listen to Shefty or Chris Mortensen, not Adam Schefter, not Shefty, because Shefty will go out there. But he is being criticized, so I'm going to defend him a little bit. So Friday, the Harris County grand jury declined to indict the Houston Texans quarterback Deshawn Watson. Now, if you know anything about the legal process, okay, it is very often stated that any case can get past a grand jury. You just have to have an inkling of that. And the fact 22 wasn't enough. It just leads me to believe that they did not want to pursue this more so than whether or not they should get that, because anybody can get something past the grand jury. So lots of things have been figured out with a lot less. So Adam Schefter's tweet, okay, kind of makes it sound like he's innocent. Well, first of all, let's just slow down. I know a little bit about it. I know how it kind of works. So do most people. And most people that are doing the reporting knew exactly what this answer from the grand jury meant, which is this is all going civil and he's just going to pay out a lot of money to shut women up. So that's where this is. But I will also say, Schefter just didn't fully report this. He wasn't necessarily innocent. That's not the reason why. And that's what people jumped on him. But simple fact of the matter is Adam Schefter is reporting what most people know. And if you don't know that there's going to be a civil suit behind it, it is huge. From the beginning of this whole thing, whether it was an NFL investigation or a police investigation, Deshawn Watson always felt that the truth would come out. And today the grand jury did not charge him on any of the criminal complaints. That is what was written. It said, this is why Deshawn Watson, from the beginning, welcomed police investigation. He felt he knew the truth would come out, and today the grand jury did not charge him on any criminal complaint. So he didn't come out and say that he was innocent, but everybody assumed that's what the reporting was. But also, everybody who's really following this and knows that there's a civil case, knows that there are 22 women that are going to go after him. And again, all right, so I'll back into this just a little bit. How much? What does he have to do? How many complaints of the 22 have to be real enough for you to think that Deshawn Watson is a scumbag? And I'm just going to leave that to you for everybody, what's going on. So where Deshawn Watson will be moving forward, will he play? That will be part of the NFL. I think, and I have been known to be wrong, but I think that there's a little bit of, I think there's a little things are going on. So in other words, yes, I think there's a little conspiracy here. Now, it's not necessarily a bad conspiracy, but I think there was an understanding from the NFL. If this dude sits out a whole year, we won't suspend him if he comes back, and they won't pursue him on a criminal level. But I also got news for you. There have been many guys that have been suspended because of civil suits. But I think there's an understanding here. I really do. I think there's an understanding that says we won't suspend him if he sits out the whole year. Now, I don't know. If I'm paying that man money and not all that money, I'm having him on the field. See, this is why NFL owners just have too much damn money. They pissed away $40 million to give to this guy to do nothing. Now, granted, at the encouragement of the NFL, but then again, how much is the NFL paying this? I would have had his ass out on the foot. Listen, you're paying $40 million. Get your ass out on the football field. I'm just not gonna. You're healthy. Should have been out on the football field. And I get why they didn't. So before I start getting the emails to Sonny, don't you understand why they're doing it? I get it, but I don't care. $40 million, it's coming out of my pocket to pay someone for a service. By God, he's going to do the service. So look out for that. That's one of the things that I don't like about the Deshawn Watson situation. So, interestingly enough, again, Mitchell Trubisky to the Steelers. And I'm telling you right now, social media is at not just a little bit of a buzz. It's at an incredible buzz right now. I mean, the Steelers are getting eaten alive. By the way, the offensive lineman Williams over in Buffalo, they're going to go ahead and cut him and free up salary cap. I hate that. Jets re-signed Burrows and Tomlinson on the offensive line. That's good stuff for the Jets. Will the Jets ever get better? I mean, this is the time to go spend money. This is the time you go get guys. Can they ever get it done? I don't know. Will Tom Brady be Tom Brady? Will Tom Brady be the GOAT next year? Well, you know, everybody is looking at this as a dumb thing, and I'm sitting here asking, why not? Now, Stephen A. Smith and Louis Riddick don't necessarily think he should have went back, but listen, Tom Brady gets things done. And if Tom Brady, just saying, wants to play for the 49ers, he'll play for the 49ers. No matter what they give up. Good, bad, or indifferent, I don't know. I don't necessarily know if that's a bad thing. But I will say this. The person that's just paid $518,000 just hours before he unretires, I mean, now granted, the ball's valuable. I never thought it was. I mean, if you think it's worth $500,000, great. But it definitely just went down in value. Big time. And by the way, Deshawn Watson on the trading block, what team could actually handle the heat of Deshaun Watson? Interestingly enough, I don't know. Jarvis Landry, again, free agent. Where could he end up? I think that is huge. There are a lot of teams out there that could use wide receivers. There's another wide receiver that the Baltimore Ravens could and should go after. I don't know. So interesting how what is going on in the NFL, what's going to be the impact. We won't necessarily know, obviously, until those games go on. So we have to look at that and see how that works. So I'm not sure where our guest is. I don't have much more. I was just going to report what I saw. I don't know how all this, I've got my mind cranking for Sunday. I'm not sure where we are as far as having our guest show up. She said that was about 18 minutes ago. I'm not sure. And literally, guys, I'm sitting here hanging. But that's okay. We've been there before. So what I think we're going to do, I just reported everything that I'm seeing. And we're going to wrap a week of movement out on the field big time. So that being said, this is what we're going to do. We are going to sign off for now. We'll get Lindsey Tyree will come in. I think she's confused about the time zone because I said 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's actually back over there at 3 Central Standard Time. So I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully everything is okay with her. We will get her back on when it's time. I was actually trying to get her for last Friday. I didn't put that out there, but I tried to get her for last Friday. Couldn't get that done because of all the weather here. So we will try to get her back on the show and get her all set. That's going to do it for me. I am Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio. You got the quick update on some of the guys, where they're going, what's going on. We'll be back on Sunday. Maybe if we get Lindsey in, we might do another show on some of the movement that will be going on until then. Until that time, everybody have a great day. Everybody take care. Have yourself a fantastic